What's up, everybody? Yeah, I
Yo.
absolutely live for the trolling. So,
Oh,
so
here.
good to see
Lights.
you. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm
Sorry.
good. Sorry for the ghost of Ramus present, but I'm actually cooking dinner while I was cooking dinner just before this episode started.
I was biking. I still have my bike jersey on,
I
including and
think
my heart rate strap and my bike bibs and all the other stuff.
I think we need to add like MMN or like wins and losses branding on your bike shirts. I
Yeah.
I, I think that could be kind of cool. But yeah, I decided to be lazy on the chat and just leave it on the overlay, let it do its own thing.
Mm.
So how you doing, my friend?
I am good. I am good. I am once again do the thing I've often done, which is saved all of my workouts to like the last 3 days of the week, and now I basically have 4.5 hours of working out to do in 3 days, and so
Ooh,
I'm like, oh,
ouch.
yeah.
Like, okay, so with the workouts, aren't you supposed to have like a rest day in between?
Shh.
I mean, we're really hoping that even though we've invited Ben on here, he's not going to pay attention to it when
Oh,
Frank's
I
saying
mean,
give up, right?
if you've listened to their podcast, I mean, Dave was working out 6 days a week for a long time and only taking Sunday as a rest day. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
typically when I'm doing it right, I have gym workouts Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try to get some cardio Tuesday, some cardio Thursday, and some cardio on the weekend, right? Like, but as it turns out, the weekends have been really busy. Like I was at
Yeah.
Put-in Bay on Saturday, and then on Sunday, my wife and I had no kids, so we went and saw Oppenheimer, and I don't
Nice. Oh,
regret
how'd you
that.
like it?
Right? Oh, it was really good. We went and saw it at an IMAX, which was an hour
A
away.
real
So it was
IMAX, a
like,
70 mil
yeah,
IMAX, or
no,
a
it was digital IMAX. There's
okay.
only one in Michigan, and it's a dome theater. And I was like, I don't know if I want to see it on the dome theater.
I mean, I don't know how much that really makes a difference between
Yeah.
like the 3D laser or like,
It it looked amazing. And I
yeah.
mean, honestly, I think other than some of the effects and like the especially the Trinity explosion,
Mm.
I could have saw it on a regular theater and it would have been fine. But some of those effects and stuff like that looked absolutely amazing. And more of the sound. The sound was amazing on IMAX. So
Yeah, I can
yeah, I'll take
imagine.
that.
Usually I'm not the guy that loves them trying to blow your ears out, but
Yeah,
certain movies, I mean,
yeah.
yeah. So
It
did they
wasn't
have the actual like A-bomb explosion in the
I
movie?
don't know. I actually want to research that, but it was really cool. I mean, I very much enjoyed the movie, but I mean, it ended up killing my Sunday workout. So then Monday work, because I was out essentially all last week, ended up killing my Monday workout. So then I had to do that on Tuesday, and it's just it compounds. I just keep writing. I keep saying I'll do it tomorrow, and then I'm like, oh shit, crap! I got 3 days left. I got 3 workouts left. I'm gonna be working on all 3 days, and now I got to do
It
all of
happened,
my
Lois.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna have an excuse not to work out, I think Christopher Nolan's a good excuse not to work out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. It was good.
Yeah, cool. So we came on the back of an experiment at ChannelCon. For you, it
Something.
was going dry. For me, it was
Uh,
trying to not overeat. Like I knew I was going to
yeah.
gain weight, and I was on purpose. I had a plan, and I'll share what my plan was. But we both went into it with a plan. We talked about that last
Oh
episode.
yeah, 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 yeah.
How do you think you did?
I mean, so of note, I was dry the entire conference. I did drink last Saturday, and I knew I was going to, but
Yeah,
I stayed dry the entire conference, and I came back down 2 pounds.
but you talked about that on business technicalities with Brett also, where
Yeah.
it wasn't you weren't going dry because you were worried about a problem or anything. You wanted to see, because you're an introvert, and honestly, I am too.
Yep.
Um, we're introverts, and you wanted to see if you could do the social thing, be out there without having the
Yeah.
social lubricant, right?
And I had mixed results with that, right? Well, I will say really helps is, and Cynthia said it. I need an activity, right?
Yeah,
Like you put me in the party that was out on that upper outside hot
yeah.
deck with it's
The
nothing but
ridiculous
dancing
heat.
and people outside. I had wanted zero to do with that scene
Yeah,
without drinking, right? So I
yeah.
went to bed at 9:30 that night. Now,
I
on the
mean, that's
other
fine.
hand, karaoke I finally drug myself away at like 10 till 3 and still managed to get up at 5:45 to go run the 5K at 6.
The only one. I already gave Matt Topper shit on Sunday for that.
Yeah.
So
And you know that night was probably the hardest because my friend that's above me on this video here kept offering me tequila shots. And,
okay, so
it
to be
turned
fair,
all
I wasn't
down.
offering. Oh shit, you're right. I was offering you tequila shots. So to be fair though, you were doing really well. Like you, so we go out karaoke. Like we do karaoke. We did dinner at an awesome sushi place. I really loved it. And which turned out to be the best thing for the diet because I had sashimi and pure protein and caviar, and it was fantastic. And so we did karaoke, and I was kind of thinking in the back of my mind, I know you're not. I know you've known me for a very long time. We're close friends.
Yeah.
Most of my crew you've known already for a very long time. So
it was fine. I didn't need the
comfortable, but I wasn't sure how.
Yeah. Nope, I was fine.
You were absolutely fine. Like you were.
I think I was the first one to actually sing, potentially. Yes. Like, yeah.
And not sitting on a chair in the back, like dead center in the front. You're like poking out the thing. So
yeah, and I did Sweet Transvestite sober. There's something to be said for that.
You did great. You did great. So with that said, you would consider it a success.
Oh yeah, 100%. I did really good with my conference. I was glad I drug Adam out. There's a picture in the host chat of Adam from our workout group. I drug him out, hung out with him for a bit. You got to meet him, so that was cool. And yeah, I would consider the event a total success. It was actually you're in the hacks group, and I called that out in the Weekly Wins channel, and I don't know if you saw it, but Adam then replied to me and said, "Can confirm it would consider the business advantage of being the only one in a group of very hungover people. That's totally fine."
100%. Yeah.
Because he said I was up and chipper. I was not chipper that day, man. I was that the day I ran the 5K, it was my intention to get up because I was on 2 hours 40 minutes of sleep, like little enough sleep that my watch nor the Aura registered that I actually slept.
Wow.
It didn't even show sleep. So I did get up. I ran the 5K with the intention of going back to sleep when I was done. As it turned out, I had like a 9 a.m. thing I had to do, or 9:30 something, and I was so amped up that I went back to the room to go to sleep. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep now. I just finished a 5K. My heart rate's all up. I'm all sweaty. I'm just getting in the shower, and then I went down to the conference. I did nap. For about 40 minutes during that day, and that was the night, admittedly, of the party. So I was just tired by the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, and I get the party can be a bit much too. I mean, you're talking over 1,000 people had to be out there.
Yeah.
It was kind of
the food was good, and I don't think it was that bad. I was actually able. Most conferences have trouble with macros. In this one, they had chicken options almost all the time, and they had barbecue beef bao buns. Those were amazing.
I didn't have them, but I know you were talking about they were good. So like my thing was the only thing I gave MJ shit for was the restaurant didn't, or the conference didn't have vegan options, and they didn't have food allergy options.
Yeah.
But MJ said that may have been a thing of like you had to request it in advance or whatever.
Yep.
So it's reasonable, but he was going to look into it because one of my guys, Jack, is vegan.
Yep.
And we have Alex with peanut allergy, or some kind of allergy. Whatchamacallit. Let's see. He says, I got an 8 sleep whenever I go out at night before I get the alert. What did you do last night?
Yeah. I get that. Like, so when I ran the 5K, so I wear a Garmin, right? So it's a Phoenix 7 that I wear, and it gies me training readiness. And it's usually a score, and then it's high, medium, low. I didn't know you could get dash as a score. And when I ran that 5K, my training readiness was dash.
Oh, that's like after your car gets on empty, like you got the line, and then it goes past the line, and you're like, oh shit. Yeah. I came back, so I'll talk about. So my plan was, I wanted to gain no more than 10 pounds. 6, I'd be happy. 10, I'd be comfortable. Especially with the progress, I knew I'd come back off. Just whatever. So when I weighed myself Saturday, because I got home Friday night, did not weigh myself until Saturday morning. I was up 6 pounds in like change. Sunday morning, I weighed higher. Again,
Same.
Monday morning I weighed higher again because my body takes a little bit plus the water retention. I told you I
Yeah.
got the leg thing. And whatchamacallit, why are you so sweaty? I was watching Cops. So whatchamacallit. So I went up Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday started back down, and now I'm back down 586. So where I'm at today is roughly a week and a half of progress from
Yeah.
where I was down. So you know what? That's fine for. We had a great freaking time.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
and I'm up, I don't know, like 0.8 of a pound from what I was last week, right? Like,
oh,
but I was
nice.
down lower. It fluctuates.
Yeah.
Honestly, this morning, to share a little more info than I probably should. I hadn't gone to the bathroom yet when I weighed myself, right? So,
Oh,
like,
that's cardinal
honestly,
sin,
that
man.
could be the difference.
That's the go to the bathroom, do as much as you can in the bathroom,
Yeah.
get completely naked, then weigh yourself. Dude, I take off my Samsung watch like before I
Really?
weigh myself. I take off my open runners, just in
Yeah.
like it's stupid because they can't weigh more than like an ounce.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't
7 grams count.
care. You know what though? When it's a difference of 269.1 and 269.2, you're definitely paying attention. So
Mm-hmm.
you know it's the
Yep.
games, but that's part of what makes it fun too,
Yep.
like gaming it a little bit.
Oh
And
yeah, 100%. I mean, for me, that's for sure. Like, and I mean, so again, I use Libra on the phone because it syncs to my scale, right? And it's got me losing right now. I mean, it's actually, hold on, I was 268.9 this morning. I gotta fix that.
there you go, fix it,
I'm
man.
shortchanging myself.
So Sarah's saying overnight poop is an excuse for morning weight numbers, but so okay, I have learned I do my absolute best to not eat anything solid after 9 o'clock. I will have a protein shake or something like that because it goes through me a lot faster.
Yeah.
But like I've noticed, if I eat past 9 o'clock, my weight is absolutely higher the next
Yep.
morning. And
Yeah.
it makes sense. You got to digest and all that stuff. It makes
Yep.
sense.
I mean, my 11-year-old last night at 10:30 asked me to make popcorn, so I made
Yeah,
popcorn and promptly ate 6 cups of
there
oil
you go.
popcorn, and I'm sure that has some part of it, and
Yeah.
because I like my popcorn salty, so I'm really sure a lot of it's water retention too. Honestly,
I might have said that just to use the poop emoji. I mean, I don't
you
knock.
you have children, Sarah. I would think you would be done with poop at this point.
Dude, Sarah's, first of all, she's a tech like us.
Yeah.
She's, you know what I mean? So we never grow up.
Oh
But
yeah.
what you call it? Yeah, I mean, BJ talking about break out the shavers. I mean, you joking, but in wrestling in high school,
Hmm.
absolutely, yeah. Like you take everything off just to make weight. That's actually pretty normal. So Kevin's asking, do you have something to watch body fat versus watching weight?
I
Let
do.
me put that back up. Do you have something for body fat versus watching your weight? You're going to be putting on muscle, which is denser, will skew your weight. I'll let you
Yes.
answer first.
So I use a Withings scale, Withings, whatever it is, and the one I use, I think, does a mediocre job of tracking that. But I do track that, and I know the correlations that if it shows my fat weight is high, my weight will normally be lower because I'm dehydrated. When it shows my fat weight is low, my weight will normally be higher or the other way. When it shows my fat weight low, my weight is normally higher because I'm hydrated. When it shows
Yeah.
my fat weight high, my weight's normally lower because I'm dehydrated.
Yeah, so the Samsung Watch does the same thing the Fitbit does. It measures it. I have it set to go through all day long because I charge it every morning, so while I'm showering, so it's not a big deal. But it does it does measure approximations
Yeah.
of fat versus muscle mass. Whoop does the exact same thing.
Yep.
And for what it's worth, both the numbers are pretty damn close for being two different devices. You'd figure two different algorithms, but
Yeah. No,
they're
it's
they're
a
pretty
handful.
close.
It's a handful of pounds, right? Like my weight right now it's hanging out right around 100 pounds, but it'll vary from like 89 to like 108, right? And
Mm,
so when it's up near 108, my weight's usually lower, right? But it's going down. It's trending down the same as my weight. But when it's
yeah.
on the higher end of the range, my weight's normally lower because I think I'm dehydrated. When it's on the lower end of the range, it seems to read water as fat. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, I'm 586. I'm not worried about the muscle mass versus fat right
Yeah.
now. Like when I get closer to 300-400s, then
Yeah.
I'll pay more closer attention to it. But honestly, it's not, as long as the scale keeps going down, I'm happy.
Yeah, me same. And at some point, I'll probably get either a caliper test done or like a
Yeah,
bod pod or something just to know what my lean weight is, right? I think it's somewhere. I think at 0% body fat, I would be somewhere in the like 180 range, right? So like,
yeah,
my goal is I don't know 15 to 20% body fat because I think that's probably maintainable. I think I could get lower, but I think below 15% requires work to maintain, like a
yeah.
lot of work.
Below 15%, you're
Yeah,
freaking insane. I mean,
yeah.
that's where water's making a difference. That's where
Hmm.
that's yeah. No, I mean, I haven't looked at a goal body fat percentage yet because honestly, the weight is my priority one. My goal being 280. Like if I get down there, if I get anywhere in the ballpark of that, I'll start looking at other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Kevin says it. Below 15%, you're like Olympic athlete type shit. Um, and I know you've always been athletic and a mover, but I don't think you're trying to go for the gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dave's like 10. I mean, he's
Yeah, but
skinny.
what about Adam? Adam, I'd be curious to know what he.
Oh, I don't know. We can
Yeah.
get Adam. I mean, Adam will come on this with
Oh
us
yeah,
at
for
some
sure.
point or
So
another,
like
so we
the
should
reason
get
I
him
asked though
on.
is because like so I haven't seen Dave, but Adam
Yeah.
is a big dude.
Adam
Like
is a
he's
machine.
a power
Yeah.
lifter. You know what I mean? So I'm always curious about that. Frank, I did a bod pod recently and questioned the results.
They had one
Eh,
at the Venetian. The that gym there had
yeah.
one.
Did it really?
Yeah, it had one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I worked out Monday and I totally skipped Wednesday and Friday.
Uh,
So
I worked out Tuesday and I had leadership team to lead on Thursday and didn't get up in time and then got too busy and ended up not. So I missed a workout last week and 20 minutes of cardio. So whatever. On a
yeah,
conference week, still considered a win.
that's still a win. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like conference, and I don't know if like you tell me, you've been doing this a lot longer than I have, but like I came back from the conference, I absolutely passed the fuck out. Like Saturday,
Oh
I
yeah.
I slept like a bear, but I came back like fucking feeling great. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like usually I come back from like ITNT, ITNS, Rob, whatever, and I'm MSP GeekCon. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
This time I was like, let's
I took a
go.
red eye, so that made it worse.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So I was on a red eye Thursday night. I was useless Friday. I should have worked out Friday, but I was absolutely useless.
Yeah. Friday we all got I think everybody got delayed. I was talking to Estelle Johannes with CompTIA Communities over in the UK, and she got delayed by 22 hours. Like that's freaking insane. We were just delayed by like 3 or 4 hours and ran into a
Yeah.
bunch of people in the airport, so it wasn't too bad. Um,
So
see,
I see that
JLB's
note
not
about
a coffee
steps.
drinker. What was that?
I see that note about steps there.
Yeah, Nikki got her
I,
steps in for the
yeah,
rest of the year.
yeah. I was at 74,000 steps last week, not counting the 5K.
Jeez, that is insane.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
that's 10,000 a day. It's not that ridiculous, but I mean the
no,
conference days I was averaging about 14,000 steps to conference days,
that
not
makes
counting
sense.
the 5K. So I'll take
Yeah.
that.
So, Job Technologies, not a coffee drinker, usually water with Mio Energy or energy drinks. What's your take on the zero energy drinks like Rain, Bang, C4? Okay, you got a
But I'll let you
perspective on
go.
that?
I mean, I do. I have used them. I use a pre-workout that has caffeine in it, and actually, I'm looking at another pre-workout that has even more caffeine in it. The one I take now, I think, has 200. The one there, I'm looking at, I think Black Ops or Redcon or one of those has 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. Uh, I won't use it if I work out in the evening. So like after 2 p.m., I don't do it.
Yeah.
But I've taken those energy drinks. Usually, I will only try to take them if I'm going to actually work out. I have very much resisted taking them as like a coffee replacement, uh, just because, man, there's a bunch of other crap in there that
Yeah. I mean,
it's, yeah,
I feel the same. So, I try to mitigate my risks, right? I'm a big fat guy, so, and I eat, so I don't, and I drink. I don't smoke, I've never done the
yeah,
hard drugs.
yep,
I limit, what's going to potentially get me. So, the energy drinks, I used to slam them in my 20s and 30s without question. I don't do them anymore. I wasn't a heavy coffee drinker, but honestly, even when I started this, because of the water intake, didn't have time for coffee. And
Yeah.
honestly, I didn't need it. One
Yeah.
day I did my normal coffee, which was like 30 ounces of coffee. Plus, this was like week 1 or 2, probably week 2 into this. Um, and my brain was on fire. And I forgot who told me. I think it was somebody in the MMN Discord told me it's the ADHD. Having the ADHD, your body has a ton of energy now from the working out and losing weight,
Mm-hmm.
and then the caffeine just sets it on overdrive, and the medicine can't keep up because I'm medicated, and the meds can't keep up, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and so I gave up coffee for a week and a half, and I felt fantastic.
Yeah. Somebody told me the caffeine can actually also help with it if you're not medicated, right? Like it can
Yes,
focus
so
you a little bit. Because I am not
caffeine affects
medicated.
yeah, caffeine affects ADHD differently
Yeah.
um, than the rest of the world, even though we all have it apparently. But yeah, I mean, I have the sugar-free Red Bulls. I still keep probably half a dozen in my fridge in the office. Um, those are like one, I like the taste. Those are really like if I'm dragging ass, I'm really struggling.
Yeah.
Um, but I can think of maybe I had one in the last 5 weeks. I just I don't need them. You know I don't need them. Jack's been able to quit everything except coffee. It's my only vice. I can't knock coffee. I mean, coffee's fucking fantastic. Um,
Yes.
yeah, caffeine naps. I used to do the same shit. Like at the police department, I'd chug a Red Bull, I'd chug balls or the 1 liter Mountain
Yep.
Dews, and then 3 in the morning I'd take a nap for 15 minutes like nothing.
Yeah.
Um, that was before I was on meds, before I was diagnosed, because I didn't get diagnosed till mid 40s. So Kevin did 6,000 steps a day, and he normally does
Were you
like less than
were you
2,000.
teleporting or did you just never go back to your room? That's what I have to ask Kevin.
Right, because I mean the room. Well, he was in Palazzo, right? So
Yeah, so was I.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
maybe.
I don't. So I didn't. I attended very few sessions, so I tended to not sit. So and I flutter around. So my particular brand of introvertedness is I don't one-on-one as well, and so I tend to flutter around between groups of people,
Yeah, you look for people
and
you're comfortable with. That if you
and
don't engage, they
yeah,
try to keep it up. Yeah,
yeah, and then I flutter away to another group. So I'm just constantly walking. It
yeah.
actually it annoys the shit out of my wife when I do it because I'm never in one spot long enough, and she's always looking for me.
So you have the same problem I have, where we go to conferences and we can't get from point A to point B without getting stopped 14,000 times.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it doesn't
yeah.
hurt that we like it. I mean, at least I'll speak for me. I enjoy all the conversations,
It's weird.
but that's one of the reasons Michelle stopped going to conferences with me,
Yeah.
because she hated it that I got stopped every 5 seconds. And I'm like, I'm perfectly happy. Let's have a conversation. Let's go. And she's like, let's go to the other point we're trying to get to. A brand of introvertedness. Yeah. So Kevin took every shortcut possible. Job did the break on energy drinks, ended up trying that Alpha Brain, the Joe Rogan's focus pill, and decided it was all in his head. I'm
Yeah.
glad you say that, because I'm a logical, intelligent person, but I see those pills and I see stuff like Limitless, and I'm like, I'm open to it, and then, whatever. So I'm glad you figured it out, so I don't have to. I'm all
Yeah.
good.
I called it out in chat. I do use the Ghost Gamer, which is like the focusy one. I use that from time to time. I do find it helps a little bit. It could be placebo effect. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like placebo effect is fine with me.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
yeah, whatever.
Let's see, what's Ghost Gamer? Because I haven't seen this one.
It tastes like Swedish fish.
It looks like CBD gummies. So.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. It's a powder.
Okay.
Yeah. I have the Swedish fish flavor. So
Is it
apparently
because wait, they're made by Sonic? Oh, they're different flavors.
they have flavors,
like
yes, and they taste pretty good.
And it's a powder you put in water, or you put in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's awesome. So let me ask you. So the pre-workout stuff, have you found it actually helps?
Oh yeah. So some of that can be psychological too, right? Because the stuff I take, it has caffeine. It makes me sweat. I don't know how I feel about that, but it has beta alanine in it. And one of the side effects of beta alanine in most people is it makes them itch,
Yeah.
right? And so I have mentally associated that itch with like it's time to work. Right. So some people it makes them crazy and they can't take it, but I take
Yeah.
it. And when I'm itching, when I start itching, it's like, okay, it's time to go. Like yeah. And so I'll take that every little benefit you get, every little like trick and hack like that. I mean, this is the
Yeah.
group we're in is called, We Hack Health, right? I'll
Yeah.
take
You find ways.
most of those very hacky ways to do that stuff and enjoy them.
So have you found that like, so I have moments where like I don't even need any caffeine. I'm just like at 1,000%. So I woke up today. So I have this 1 week right now where, um, whatchamacallit, okay, yeah, hold on, I'll share your screen now. Um, I have this 1 week right now where Gio's not in school. He's not going to
Hmm.
summer camp. So I can get up as early as I want and go to the office as early as I want. So I was up at 5 at the office by like 6:30, 6:45, and my brain was at 1,000%. Zero caffeine, zero anything. So like I worry about taking any energy drinks now or
Yeah.
caffeine pills or any of that because I can't do much more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if I wake up and I feel great like that, I will tend to not take any of that stuff, right? Like, but
Yeah.
I took this. It
Uh,
wasn't this flavor, but it was a different flavor when I was in Pittsburgh, and I felt like I could move anything. Like this stuff it's opaque, like it's serious, and I might have to get some, but I'm afraid with the 400 milligrams of caffeine there that my heart might actually explode.
you basically had like black tar heroin. You're like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do what you have to. I'm with I think it was Job, or I forgot who said it, but like, if it makes you feel good and doesn't kill you, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yep.
You can do that. Ish.
What else
There
we
you
got
go.
here? Nom noms.
So Frank uses extra beta alanine for the same reason.
Yeah, it
Is
makes
that
you
a
itchy.
pre-workout or what is that?
It's in pre-workouts.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I mean, next time we travel, I had my pre-workout with me. So next time we run
Yeah, I'll
into
try
each
it.
other, which is
Yeah,
probably Connect, if not before, then I'll have it with me and I'll share so you can try it.
that was kind of one of the cool things that we got there, and I ordered some cases of like protein shakes
Yep.
and some water, and so like Jason and I were splitting those, and honestly, it was nice to have like around when I needed it, going around the
Yeah.
conference.
I had so
Um,
many protein shakes that week, but you know what? I hit my protein goal every day.
there you go. I mean, but it kept me off the cookies and the
Yep.
snacks and the what, you know what I mean? So all
100%.
good. Um, I've been taking pre-workout and carnitine pills for morning workouts. Trainer friend says it's not a fat burner, but helps use fat cells when you're training.
Yeah.
I think
Is
it's
that
been working.
carnitine or creatine? Curious about that
I would
because
guess it's
creatine
creatine.
promotes muscle growth. I was doing creatine for a while, but you end up with water retention, and unless you stay on it consistently, like you lose the benefits of it. So I just stopped.
So is the pre-workout meant to just give you more energy, or is it like a
Yeah.
body fat burner, or what's going on?
So the pre-workout has caffeine in it. It has beta alanine, and it has I think it has amino acids in it, right? So it's supposed to
Okay.
give your body some like basically fuel to
Okay.
carnitine. It's supposed to give your body some fuel that it can use to like do things. And honestly, like we were talking about it last week, I don't know if you were there when I was talking about it with Adam. Most of that stuff, the scientific evidence of it is like questionable at best, but
Well,
again,
none of that stuff's regulated, so
it's
they can
safe,
do
right?
anything.
Like the tests on most of it indicate that it's safe. So I don't like even if it's placebo, the caffeine definitely amps me up. The beta
Yeah.
alanine makes me itch, and even if the rest of it's placebo and it doesn't actually benefit me in any way, it's
Hmm.
become part of my routine and it tells me, okay, now it's time to go, and I'll take that as long as it's not going to harm me. That cue, right? Atomic Habits, which I have run around here somewhere, right? He talks
Yeah.
about associating the cue and trying to make it as easy as possible and to build those connections that, okay, I brushed my teeth, now it's time to do X, right? Like
Yeah.
in the pre-workout is part of that for me. I take my pre-workout, and 20
Okay.
minutes later, I'm on my way to the gym.
Yeah, I was gonna say I listened to some show on NPR where they basically take all these books and they basically tear them apart. So they
Yep.
took they tore apart Atomic Habits, they tore apart Outliers. So it's to the point where like half the books I've read to like improve myself, I just like I got to pick either podcast or reading books. I
Yeah.
can't do both because yeah. So are you holding a book or that's just your shirt? I can't tell with
Oh,
the.
it's just my shirt. It's the Hodgepodge of Idiots, the bike jersey.
So let's talk about mindset and challenges.
Yeah.
So you went into Vegas. You had your mindset. You had your goals of what you were trying to accomplish. Um, Challenges to that, I would imagine, all the food and water and drink all around you. Or, like,
Yeah.
was there any urge to go hit the bar?
Yeah, no, the alcohol was actually the easiest. So I will admit that I still stayed in calories, but I ate some of whatever was on those French fries at the karaoke place. Those were like crack cocaine.
It was-
So I did eat. They were like Parmesan fries with like Parmesan and pepper on them, and they were so good.
yeah,
So I
they
did
were
eat some of
fantastic.
those. Uh, the urges that I was having to resist, I started cutting through on the second floor to avoid the casino because it smelled like cigarette smoke and I hate it.
Yeah,
But on the way from the conference center to the Palazzo Tower, you
mm.
passed no less than two ice cream shops, a bakery that had amazing looking cookies, and a candy store.
There were
And
12 ice cream shops. So I
oh,
So I did replace a lot of my overeating with gummies, and they actually help a lot. Um, so what should we call it? So there was one point whenever I think it was Thursday, the wine mixer that was supposed to be like at 3:30.
yeah,
Um, I went and started driving around what should we call it, the shops, and I found extra food courts, and it got to the point where I was just lost, so I just started counting stores.
yeah,
So there's 12 ice cream stores, just so you know. Um, Found every one of them. Didn't I actually? I was going to eat. I did want to stop and get ice cream at one of the places. I ended up not doing it, not by like some feat of restraint, but just because I don't know. I lost ADHD. I just got distracted. Um, but they look good though. That was the other thing. All the freaking ice cream looked freaking
oh
amazing.
yeah. I mean, Vegas it's the home of whatever your guilty pleasure is. Like literally whatever it is, you can find it in Vegas within like a quarter mile of any point you stand on the strip.
Wait. There's a sprinkles cupcake vending machine. I didn't
Yeah,
see
I'm
that.
glad I didn't know that existed.
So are you a sweets guy? Are you a baked goods guy? Are you a
I am I do like Oreos, but I like hard candy. I like Nerds. I do like gummy candy too though.
yeah?
I'm not a huge chocolate guy. I'll eat it, but it's not what does it for me. I do like cupcakes. I like a good cupcake, but I'm a buttercream frosting guy, not that like
Really?
weird
Okay.
whipped stuff. Yeah. Baked goods, there's a little homegrown grocery store called Churchill's that has cinnamon rolls, and I'm pretty sure those cinnamon rolls also contained crack cocaine in their frosting.
Yeah. See, Sarah says Kevin brings her red velvet cupcakes from Sprinkles whenever he goes to Vegas. Wow, I'm glad I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Although I can hold myself around cakes and cupcakes and baked goods mostly. I'm not. That doesn't like get me going crazy. I do love candy. I do like milk
Yep.
chocolate. I love ice cream. Um, I'm always like one click away from buying a Ninja Creamy. But I don't know. Like the other stuff, it's pretty easy for me to avoid. I like chocolate. And like I said, the chocolate shakes cover that for me. So
Yeah.
I'm good. Um, any other challenges you had?
No, at the conference I was pretty good. I mean, this week it's been stress. Like it's been mean, obviously, we're in the middle of a merger. Taking a full week off to basically go to the conference and only dealing with like things that were actively burning. Left a whole lot of things. I left it in the corner smoldering, waiting for me when I got back. That derailed my Monday. Still dealing with billing stuff with that stuff, and just the interrupted drivenness of my life right now at work is causing me stress, and I stress
Yeah.
eat. So it's really been a challenge to not just eat every item in sight.
So you're a stress eater too?
I'm a stress eater. Yep.
Yeah.
And I eat when I'm thirsty because I think my body doesn't understand the difference between thirst and hunger. So,
But isn't that the whole reason you're supposed to drink a ton of water when you feel hungry,
yeah,
just to get it out of
yes,
your system?
I'm when I'm busy and stressed, I don't drink enough water, which makes the problem worse.
Yeah. I will say I didn't you can imagine my size airplane bathrooms are not the most
Mhm.
comfortable thing in the world, so I try to avoid them. So that was the one thing I stopped drinking. I don't want to say insane amounts of water because I drink 3 or 4 liters regardless, but I stopped drinking, 4 liters plus a day, probably 2 days before the trip,
Mhm.
specifically so I wouldn't have to pee every 30 minutes on a
Mhm.
4 hour flight. And so it actually took me, it was harder when I got back to get back into the drinking water,
Yeah.
that cadence that I had been doing. Um, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. Um, oh, so I'm getting asked in Discord instead in the chat, what is 632 MW 632 CW 586.8. So MW is my max weight, max I've ever been 632. Current weight 586.8 is and if I had more space, I put lowest weight 576. So the person messaged me on Discord. He goes, "Oh shit, you're live." Yeah, we're live. Um,
No, we weren't last week, but we are this week.
yeah, we're live this week. That's for sure. Um, Kev's lactose intolerant. I am too. I gotta say, I'm dangerous to be around after I've had ice cream. Um,
There,
yeah, it's not
I
a
fixed mine.
yeah. So yeah. So I always had to gain weight for college football. I've been graduated for 4 years, yet my body is still trained to eat food that's fat. That was hard because even as a big dude in high school, like we would before the games and stuff, we'd carb up and like that was a thing. And like the coach was hard on nutrition. Probably the only other part of my life where I was like force fed food. Because I absolutely feel during this that I'm eating way more than I want to. Um, so I get that. I've been out of college a lot longer than you have. So, I think
Th- Than
I've got
me?
a chance to get used to it. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So, all right. So we got mindsets and challenges. Let's see what else we got to cover here.
Got
Let's do
nom
nom nom.
noms.
I like nom noms.
I should have
So,
taken a picture of my lunch today. I figured out the place where I go to. I sent you a picture of it, I think the other day. Uh, I'll put it in the chat so you can share it. But it had I figured out I can get whole garlic cloves on the bowl I get there, and it was so good. It added so much deliciousness to the food.
wait, say that again. You can get whole garlic cloves and do what?
Whole roasted garlic.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm pulling it here, right? So like this my lunch today was very similar to that. I just shared it in the chat if you want to pop it up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a place called Balance Grill, right? So I get double chicken, brown rice, carrots,
That's pretty.
onions, cilantro, seasonal hot peppers, and now entire cloves of roasted garlic. And it ends up being let me pull the macros on it. 87 grams of protein. I don't eat all the rice. I only eat about 3/4 of the rice. It ends up being 87 grams of protein, 68 grams of carbs, and 17 grams of fat. It's 832 calories, and I am full
Nice.
for a long time, and it is delicious. So
Damn.
that's my Om Nom of the week right there.
I love it. I'm doing well now I'm doing sesame teriyaki chicken with rice and asparagus, but I did this sloppy joes with chicken instead of beef with potatoes cut in cubes yesterday. Phenomenal. And then I did Sunday a peanut sauce noodles with chicken, which was also equally amazing. So really
Yeah,
loved
I
it.
mean, it's I've still have been telling myself I need to get on the meal prep train. I have not been able to actually do it yet. It is my intention to, but Yeah, it's good. I did try something new yesterday, which was Chick-fil-A. I saw it on somewhere. My wife sent it to me. Like you take the Chick-fil-A, I took the grilled nuggets. You dump
Yeah.
in buffalo
Oh, the
sauce, and you dump in a
sauce.
ranch, and you shake it
Yeah.
up. And I don't think I would use an entire ranch next time, but it was pretty good. I do eat a good amount of those grilled nuggets.
So you don't have the sodium problem I had. That was my
Yeah, I do
first thing
not.
when I first started. I totally went like I started looking for easy things, and so I
Yeah.
looked at all those fast food hacks, and I did that with the you can get the grilled fillets,
Yep.
and they're cheap, and then add like their buffalo zesty sauce is only like 15 calories for the package. Um, so I did all that, and then even with like the small mac and cheese, you're still under 400 and something
Yeah.
calories for. So I did that, and then I looked at the sodium and I said, "Oh shit."
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't presently have a sodium problem. If I did, I would be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but let's see if I can actually share. It's actually not bad looking. It just, yeah. Let me see if I can. So I got my
Hmm,
chicken, my
that looks
rice,
tasty.
my
Yeah.
veg. It's not
What's
bad.
your veg? What's your veg there?
Asparagus. I did.
Okay, I like asparagus. I don't like broccoli, and I was so they keep talking about in the We Hack Health podcast that apparently you can put sugar on it and eat it, and you'll eat it because it's coated in sugar, and then just slowly back the sugar off because your body will associate that broccoli taste with sweet, and eventually that's how you can teach yourself to like it. But
That's a
everyone
nice
talks
life
about
hack.
broccoli, so
Yeah.
maybe I need to do that. I
I
don't
like
know.
broccoli though. Like that. That's my thing. There's not a whole lot I don't like.
It
So,
smells like cat pee.
but you steam it.
It still smells like cat pee.
I mean, you can literally steam it, cover it in salt and pepper
I
and
I
like some
I get
mozzarella, some
it.
low-fat mozzarella,
I
and
I
it's
had too
fucking.
many
You can get the
cats growing
vegetable
up,
back
and
on,
that
put it in
weird
it.
smell that I associate with cat pee, I just can't bring myself to put it in my. Same thing with
Wait,
Brussels
hold on. But
sprouts.
don't you drink IPAs?
They don't smell like cat. They don't smell
They
like cat
absolutely
pee.
smell like cat pee. Tastes like cat pee.
Yeah, I
Uh,
struggle with it. So it's a mental thing. So many of those things are
yeah,
mental things. Same
yeah.
thing with the
It
fish,
is
right?
what it
Like
is.
it's I. Okay, see, somebody said the same thing. How do you like asparagus and not broccoli? I don't
Yeah.
know. So, but that's the other thing. Okay, so Sarah just said it, and my wife does it too. She's like, "You should try these Brussels sprouts. They're amazing. They've got
Oh, I
this and
love
this and
Brussels
this and this
sprouts.
on them." And
Yeah.
but you know what? I could put that this and this and this on cardboard, and it would be delicious. So,
So
do
what's the
you like
problem then?
Brussels sprouts, or do you like the crap you're covering it in?
No, I love steamed Brussels sprouts. Period. I could eat steamed Brussels sprouts with a little bit of salt, and I'm a happy guy. But you can do so much. I mean, let's be honest. Throw bacon and cheese on, and
Yeah,
seasoning salt on something. You make anything taste good. You're right. But you know, I would think as Brussels sprouts have a little better macros than cardboard, slightly.
I don't
So
know. Fiber. Cardboard's probably got a lot of fiber.
that's true. Um, oh,
Yeah,
boiled Brussels sprouts. Yeah, that's got to be disgusting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so.
It's like cabbage. I like cabbage, but I don't like boiled cabbage
I
because
don't
we
do
growing
cabbage.
up a thing called. Did you have a thing called a hobo dinner?
Uh
Like
huh.
where they just threw a bunch of like it's a German thing, I think. Where and we
Okay.
my grandparents used to do it, and my parents did it for a while. You basically throw like cabbage, corn on the cob, potato, and smoked sausage in a vessel, and then just boil it like all day, and
Okay.
everything tastes like boiled cabbage,
Okay.
and
All right.
it's not
Gotta
good.
adjust
Boiled
my
cabbage
camera
is
real
not
quick.
good.
I'm here. I just have to adjust my camera real quick.
Yeah,
But I don't know, man. Like I don't do cabbage. I don't do sauerkraut. I don't do so like, St. Patrick's Day,
yeah.
my family loves doing the what is it, cabbage and whatever.
Jig's dinner.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do any of that
I
at
don't
all.
do cooked cabbage. I'll eat raw cabbage. I do not eat cooked cabbage.
Yeah. So Brussels sprouts. Okay, so they're a recent favorite. I'm used to it cooked with bacon. Always hear asparagus and bacon. Okay, asparagus. You fry it a little bit and just put a little bit of soy sauce on it or something.
Yeah.
Good, but I I think I'm correct in saying I think Brussels sprouts are one of those. They were engineered in the last 20 years to taste better
Yeah, and that
than
could
they used
be
to.
right. So like it's probably been 10 years since I've tried them, and
Yeah.
I can't get over the smell. Maybe I
So
just need to
it's
plug my
all
nose and eat
green.
them, but then so much of your taste is smell. I don't
No,
know
that's
what to
true.
do with
See,
that.
that also helps. Like, I have a horrible sense of smell, which is ridiculous for the
Yeah.
size of my nose. But I have a horrible sense of smell, so I'm like, it works for me. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, cardboard with bacon is great.
Yeah, actually, I haven't eaten dinner. I'm going to do dinner after this.
Uh,
My wife, we have no kids again tonight because they're it's my mom because my wife works in the office
yeah.
tomorrow, so she's watching them. So we're going to
Okay.
dinner afterwards.
How's your mom doing with the merger?
She's stressed.
I can imagine.
Now she manages procurement and billing for us. So she's not really stressed about billing yet because I haven't really let her. Oh, Heather had to chime in. She heard me talking about Brussels sprouts. Uh, uh, the she hasn't had to deal with much of the former Lawrence billing
Yeah.
yet, but she is dealing with a lot of procurement, and it's just a lot. It's so we are they run a lot of smaller tickets and a lot of smaller projects than we do, right? So
Yeah.
it's a volume game with
Yeah. I got
a
more
lot of that
billing, a lot
YouTube.
more orders. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's a little stressed. She's handling it.
Yeah. I mean,
She's
she's a
going with
trooper.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she is. She's going with me up there tomorrow. We're going to the Lawrence office
Oh,
so she
nice.
can see it. Try to set up a plan for procurement and that. Where
Heather,
are we
for
going
what it's worth,
next?
I agree with you 100%. They taste better than they smell. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. And plus, they're easy. I mean, you take a frozen bag, throw it in the microwave, you're good. You know what I
that's my
mean?
wonderful wife, by the way. She
Yeah.
puts up with me.
uh, Alden didn't realize Brussels sprouts were the same as bananas. Um, there's a lot of those. The like, what is it?
Hmm.
Uh, broccoli, cauliflower, and like four other vegetables are all the
Yeah,
same damn thing. Just
they're
one's older than
related.
the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's one of those things. Yeah, there you go. She needs an intern. Get your mom an intern, man.
I mean, I need 18 interns or just people to do what I ask them to do the first time I ask it. One of the two
Well,
needs to happen.
that's the CEO life. You shouldn't have merged and got more employees if you didn't want that. I mean,
No, it's fine. Stressful day. What do we got next on our little agenda here? Because we're gonna run
let's
out of
see.
time. We always run out of time. When
We
we're recording,
do.
we go 40 minutes. When we're live, we go an
Yeah.
hour, and we run out of time.
All right, I'll let you pick. Are we going to do workouts of the week or
Yeah, we can do
struggles?
workout. I can
All
share my
right.
bike then.
Yeah, there you go. All right, workouts of the week.
So, I
Uh,
mean, I did my gym workouts. What'd you do? Let's do you. Start with you.
all right, so I did the bands. I did the so that's not true. On Monday, I went to the gym with Marissa, and we went to the Palazzo gym. Um, it was a little weird because the first time I have to wait for machines and stuff.
Yeah.
So I will say, we talked about it. I think last week. I was gassed. The
Yep.
2,000 feet difference in height and elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, working on machines versus the bands I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
I was operating at like 40%. The lack of water over a couple of days probably
Mm-hmm.
had a major effect on that. Um,
All of the
but
above.
yeah, I was absolutely. I felt weakish. I was texting Ben, and I'm like, I feel like such a punk. Like I can't. I was bench pressing like 80,
Yeah,
90
I
pounds.
yeah,
I'm
I was
like,
doing the same thing. I'm like, did somebody make these weights heavier? Because like I've been at the gym I go to today. Like yesterday, I did 400-pound leg press, right? Like,
yeah,
and today I did the super insane set with 350 on it. And I could barely lift 350 in Vegas. And I'm like, what is happening here?
yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's so I mean that was one of the things that like, he was like, well, the machines are more static in the weight you're using
Mm-hmm.
versus the bands, which that just set off my OCD because then I'm like, but I need to know exactly what I'm lifting. I can't like don't do that to
Mm-hmm.
me. I hate
I
the
know.
fucking bands to begin with.
Pretty,
Like don't do
pretty
that to
soon
me.
you're going to be like picking up two force gauges or like luggage weighing devices so you attach the bands to so you can like see the max weight that you're hitting.
Yes. Oh, I would totally do that. I mean, or I'll just, I mean, I'll bring a set of dumbbells with me now. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think we've stayed at any
Yeah,
hotel that didn't have a gym. Does the
yeah, the
Shingle Creek
dumbbells.
have one for
Yeah,
like
they
safety?
do. They do.
Okay.
And I mean, the quality, every hotel gym pretty much is going to have dumbbells at least up to 50 pounds, maybe
Yeah,
not more than 50.
and
They're
I'm
going to
fine. I can
have,
work with that.
yeah, and that's all I need. If I travel with my bands, if I have the bands and the dumbbells, I can at least do the home workout, right?
Right.
So I'm good with that.
Were there any workouts you had to modify while you were in Vegas?
No, I was able to get through all of it. I mean, the gym at the Plaza was good.
It was good. Yeah, it's a full gym.
It had a Smith machine. I ended up so like he's got me programmed to do barbell RDLs or dumbbell RDLs. I normally do barbell RDLs, but there I had to do dumbbell RDLs,
Yeah.
Romanian deadlifts. Uh, but you're free, and he'll tell you this if you ask him. You're free to sub out like exercises for equipment at all times, right? So
Okay. Yeah, he hasn't
it's
told me that
yeah.
yet, but being newer to it, it probably wants me to get good
Yeah,
habits first
yeah.
before fucking with shit. Yeah.
Let's see, me. Let's see. I did. I'm gonna highlight. Where is it? Somewhere I'll find it. There it is. I'm gonna highlight this one. So I got home, and because I need all of my cardio, I decided. Oh, I need to make that even bigger. Oh,
Yep.
okay, never mind.
I
There we
got you.
go.
Yep.
I decided that, I've got approximately 50 minutes before I have to be on YouTube. I'm going to go out and go for a bike ride. So I smashed out 10 miles of biking right before we got on here on my mountain bike. Because normally, 14.8 is nothing on my road bike. I would have probably
Yeah.
averaged 17, but I could only find one of my bike shoes. And I'm like, crap, I can't wait any longer. So I got on the bike and smashed through 43 minutes of cardio before I got here. And after my leg press torture set today,
Mhm.
my butt hurts. Like not like from sitting on the seats. My butt muscles. I didn't know they could hurt. They hurt.
That was like the one thing. So he's got me doing box squats. I think almost every workout, um, and they're fine. And normally I'm lightly sore, but
Yeah.
not like crazy. I'm like a 2 or 3 maybe. Um, I was walking like a fucking T-Rex in Vegas, like, and it was for days. It was for,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
So
was,
he'll
yeah,
yell at me if he sees this because my heart
yeah.
rate, 130 to 140. Yeah, no, average 150. It wasn't. There was no 130 or 140. I'm like, I got to go 10 miles and I've got 45 minutes to do it.
The audience wants to know if you're working on that peach. You getting those buns of steel?
Oh, I already don't have a butt, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
Oh man, dude, we're how do we? It feels like we run through this. This one in community live, it like completely goes through really quickly. But anything else you want to share with the group before we take off?
No, I mean, the only thing that we didn't hit on our list here, I think, was struggles and challenges, and we kind of covered those when you're doing
Yeah.
the conference thing. I mean, I'm stressful this week, and today especially. Just, I a merger is basically forces you to be relatively interrupt driven for a period of time because it's like, oh, what do we do about that, what do we do about that, so many questions and so many other things that go with it, right? So it's today I was really pissed off at lunchtime. I channeled my pissed off into moving heavy things at the gym. I was really
Good for
stressed and
you,
pissed
man.
off when I got home because I'm mad at myself for putting off working out. And Heather wants to go out she wants to go out to dinner because we don't have
Yeah,
kids, and I wanted to order in, and it kind of created a little bit of strife with us. And I just quickly got ready and I smashed all of that anger and energy into killing myself on the bike. So just
that's pretty
rechannel
awesome,
that
dude.
energy to go somewhere positive.
I love that. And I rushed home so I can cook. So, but still, I didn't. I could have absolutely
Yeah.
gone to McDonald's and come up with some excuse because I needed to make the show. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I cooked, and now I have meal
Yeah.
prep for the next couple of days. So it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We appreciate you as always. Um, we have a slight scheduling conflict with Tuesdays, so we don't know what's going to happen yet.
Yeah.
But we'll let everybody. We'll keep you
Yeah.
appraised.
We might either push it a little later on Tuesday, which is what I had suggested, or
I'm good with that.
we'll
Yeah,
figure it out. We can just do it at 7:30, and then we have a hard stop and don't have to sit on that meeting until 8:30 every week.
Oh, I like that. Wait a minute, I like that. That's a win. And for anybody that's wondering, it's we've already started counting. We've already started working towards MSP GeekCon next year. So,
Yep.
all right. Well, with that, you have anything coming up this week? People should know about.
No, I don't think so. I've got No, I can't. My brain isn't that far. It's Wednesday,
Yeah.
right? No. I mean, yes, I'll be on Tom's vlog tomorrow. We're gonna debate VMware versus XCP&G, so that should be fun.
That's
So
that sounds fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
yep, see ya.
Oops.